Shalom Yasharala, Kal Hala Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Bahasham Kakadash. We give the honor to the apostles and preachers and leaders of GMS Camp, it was great millstone. For the 100% should have been currently edified on that. I'm going to take my time. Today is a lesson dealing with fibroids, so correct, polycystic ovaries, right? Or fibroids. And dealing because of this individual who have had imbalance of hormone and have had the polycystic ovaries for over a while. Let's just say it kind of went into more of a late stage, which we now is calling the big C, right? Now, regardless of what, hold on. Well, damn. So like I feel my beard is dirty. Anyways, regardless of what, regardless of what situation, what illness you may have, if Yahweh wants you to be healed, you will. And he has already put people on this earth for that to happen. Right? So, to the lady who going through a situation right now, I would say, don't give up. The look on your face tells that you was giving up. And I would advise you not to give up. Reason being, because these things are very easy to cure. It just takes months to overcome. It's up to you to be disciplined to overcome it. Now, if you choose, or if it's hard for it to be disciplined for you, there's other means that will also help you to overcome regardless of the situation. But it will be wise to have discipline when consuming these herbs or going through these programs, which we could put you on to help you in overcoming it, right? So, let's go straight to the lesson, right? Hold on, I'm gonna just do a little pause. So now that I'm well seated, I can go on or proceed to do this lesson. I hope it is edifying. Now, this is for females dealing with the reproductive system, especially dealing with polycystic ovaries or fibroids, and even the late stages, which when it forms ovarian cancer, right? So, we'll be going a lot in this topic. This might be a long topic, but for those who want to know how to prevent these things from happening, it's not hard. I would advise you all to take a look into the video and get some edification. Let's get into this. So, as the usual, we always go into the scriptures, right? And this is a particular topic for women. I would advise you all not to ignore, right? The scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge is the stability of the times, which I will get carried on the budget. I have been reading this so much times, but my mind has been uneasy due to the numerous people I had to deal with. You understand? So it says, I went to Ezekiel and I pressed Isaiah. Anyways, Isaiah 33 and verse 6. And it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of thy salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure, right? And the reason for that is because this particular topic is a harsh topic that we had to go through. Now, for those who may have symptoms, I would advise you not to abhor it. Neither those who are women, I would also advise for you not to abhor it, because it is very crucial and beneficial for your overall health. So let's go into Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 1. It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him. For the Most High had created him. And verse 2 it says, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. And it says, the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. And verse 4, and the Most High had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Main point. And he that is wise will not abhor them. Right? So we'll stop there. We'll continue on. Let's get into this lesson directly. I mean, it is what it is. Yes. I did screenshot a nice little chart concerning the fibroid tumors, and the causes and cures, which you're seeing here, right? So let's go a little bit into it. Now I will read into it a little bit, and then I'll do a brief understanding, even in the herpety side, just for you to get a better understanding for those who find it who find it a bit long and how to put it, stretched out to be exact. It says, right? I had to press this. Okay, can it move? Okay, it moved. Okay, good. It says fibroid tumors, cause and cures, right? Fibroid tumors of the uterus, right, are a modern day plague of African American women. Now, we already know this is speaking about the Israelite women. Straight up, off rip. Proverb and byword, come on. Only we get called these nonsense. Alright, so it is what it is. Alright, that's self-explanatory. It says more than 60% of black women, see, another word, so-called black women, right, are afflicted with the disease. Tumor is a word describing a bump rather than naming a disease, or disease to be exact. The muscle fiber of the uterus weakens and develops a bump-like ballooning out, similar to a hemorrhoid or varicose vein. Fibroids can grow with or without a capsule. So like for that, I say collapse. Fibroids can grow with or without a capsule, right? Inside of the fibroid capsule, there can be rotten blood, trapped veins, arteries, cellular waste, and masses of muscle or fluid pus. It says the tumor can be the size of a bean or as large as a grapefruit, which, as we know, is very dangerous, and which this particular woman is dealing with, to the point where she's getting heavy menstrual bleeding. Uncontrollable. And I'm telling you something, she has already passed menopause age. She no longer gets her monthlies. So we already know what stage this is going into for those who have an idea, who have dealt with this before, right? I don't want to say the word too much because I don't want to get this video blocked, right? So it is what it is. As you go further, it says it can have various shapes, such as flat overall, spider web-like, mushroom, needle-like, or even grow like a tree. Fibroids are usually Fibroids are usually, as it says, I never come across this word before, but I don't know the definition of it. And the pronunciation is supposed to be what? Benign or benign and non-cancerous. But let me get the definition for this word. Hold on. So like I said, benign or benign, which are usually for the term non, exactly what it says, non-cancerous or not dangerous to be exact. Not as dangerous to be exact. And typically do not require surgery. They tend to shrink during menopause due to decreased estrogen production. Now, this particular female no longer suffers from menopause. It's gone. So you know it's something serious that's going on, right? So they give a nice little, as I say, the third layers of the uterus. They give a nice little outline for it. The cervix, the endometrium, the serous, the ovaries, the vaginal vault, the muscular layer, the fallopian tube. That's about it, right? On each side, you all could see the chart here. I could bring it up for you to go into it a little bit more so you could see the various parts. And now you're going to go into the various types of fibroid tumors. It says fibroids can grow anywhere, including on the ligament of the uterus, right? It says, ligament, that is very different, I ain't gonna lie. That probably very painful. If anybody have fibroids, I just want to mention this one time. If anybody have fibroids that is falling under us, let us know, please. Let me know, please. I may not be a gynecologist, but I can definitely help you to get rid of it. Through Yahweh Hashem leading me, to be exact. So, please, because I don't want none of us. I mean, we already have our punishments or judgments that we bear right now, and there are times where you are elected to overcome your judgment, to be exact. Meaning, it will, how to put it, subside over a period of time, and probably have more judgment to come. Who knows? I'm not here how to control or to ordain anything, right? So the most I can do is lend an assistance, assist y'all in y'all overcoming what you're going through at the point in time. So concerning the fibroids, if anybody have any issues, before you go and ask me, let me say the right thing, talk to your husbands first before y'all come to me. That way, there's no conflict, because I don't want to go through no nonsense, right? Straight up. Right, let me pause this and let me get, I want to, if I get a bigger chart. Let me see if I get a bigger chart for y'all, right? The chart honestly looking the same. I wish I could get something with like a more at the side where you could see the tumors, the fibroid tumors, but I ain't getting that. So anyways, right? And when you go, like continue, the ligamental uterus, pedunculated submucosal fibroids, which if that were, I wish I could get that chart to literally show more in detail. Hold on, let me try. Let me at least try. I type it in, but let me at least try. Doing all this thing, yes? Imagine that. Right. So let's big this one up a little bit. Right. Big you up too. You gotta get big up too. You need to get big up too. Right. So right, I'm glad it's recording. Right, so you could get more of this more in order, to be exact, right? And when you're going, like I said, the pedunculated or submucosal fibroid, which is at the center, it says this fibroid has degenerated, blocking the fallopian tubes, right? And then the pedunculated serous fibroids, and it says the pedunculated tumor can twist, causing severe pains, right? So it's telling you what could happen during that particular process, whether it be a movement or whatever your body function is doing, right? As you go further, it says subserous fibroids with fibers in the myomestrum or mestrum. And it says which, as you could, probably not here, the myomestrum. I guess that's dealing with this particular one here, right? The subserosal fibroids. I don't, if I'm, yeah, it is, just to make sure. And then you have the intramural fibroids, which when you go lower, is seen right here under the subserous fibroids, under it. Just to give an example, and well, with that understanding, the intramural fibroids are smaller fibroids. Now let's see if we get a difference between them. But as we know, I will show you what causes these things and what you can do to overcome them. Now let me finish reading. Fibroid tumors with capsule. Well, I guess the capsule, I wish to explain the capsule, but let me continue. I will get into that too. I want to make sure you have full information as to what's going on, so you could move past this stage, right? So this is a firm hard tumor, with the classification, it is submucosal and protruding into the endometrial lining. This fibroid has a capsule, right? Now, when you go in fibroid tumor with feeder root, fibroids growing into normal uterine muscle tissues. So you understand what is going on there. So now let me back out. Let me see if I can get this thing come out. Okay. Maybe I could. How is this thing again? You all had to bear with me, right? I want to make sure I'm right. Anything unnecessary, remove them. I don't know how to deal with this now. Okay. Okay, somebody, hold on. Let me pause my screen. I'm not too versed with technology as yet. We now understand the lining at the top. You're supposed to press that in order to get to remove it, right? So let's go back into this. So as you go further, it says a stressed liver cannot neutralize waste and therefore contributes to the growth of fibroids. A stressed liver is caused by junk foods, drugs, dairy, meats, and inadequate calcium and magnesium. And I see what I watch my yours before I continue. Y'all see what it says there. Everything that we always say not to eat is exactly what they are telling you causes these ailments, right? So they continue. An ovulating female who temporarily cannot metabolize manganese can cause her uterus to weaken and put her body temporarily in a menopausal state. This temporary menopause state can cause fibroids, and it can occur whether the female is a teenager or a young adult. So you'll see that your insides are aging if you think about it. Very rapidly when eating these things, consuming these nastiness. Even myself at times will catch myself consuming these nastiness. And I ain't talking about no unclean meats. I'm talking about junk, right? Which I had to cut off completely, because even as I'm reading this and I'm going through this, I myself am still fallen guilty at time of consuming junk food. Good example, consuming bread and things like that. I consider bread junk food. It is what it is. Unless I get the right flour that is not bleached, that could consume, that I could use to kind of substitute for the regular flour, then yeah, until that, I'm eating junk food. Straight up. Anyways, let's continue. Right. It says hormone imbalance can cause fibroid. It is indicated by facial hair growth on the upper lip or chin, brittle nails or white spots on the fingernails, split ends on the hair, thin hair, white spots on the skin. I hope you're seeing this so far. It says pica, which I don't know of, eating clay, starch or ice, hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, hypersensitivity to smell, insomnia, loss of energy, etc. This disease causing imbalance results in cellular waste accumulation in the uterus, which can lead to fibroid tumors. So you see that? When you go even further, it says, right? It says fibroid can hamper the abilities of the uterus muscles to contract and expand. The plant-like roots of fibroids can choke the uterus muscle fibers, veins, and arteries. Which is bad, because if it chokes the veins and arteries and there's less circulation going there, there's less chance of you recovering, because your body, your blood carries oxygen delivery to the areas that is needed for regeneration. So if you not just have fibroids, but have it in a case like that, it will only get worse if you do not stop and clean your body from these wastes and toxins using fasting methods, whether it be a dry fast of 2 days or a fast of water alone, warm water, or even a liquid fast with herb teas and juices. And when you talk about juice with artificial sugar, we talk about natural and fruit juices to help flush your system out completely before going to the healing process. I hope you're with me with this, right? It says this stops vital nutrients from nourishing, cleansing, and protecting the uterus, which is what I said. Wastes becomes trapped in the uterus, fibroids, which as you go further, which you understand what fibroids really is. The fibroids pull against the fibroids. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. The fibroid pull against the fibroid, okay, and its roots causing pain, right? Tumors can block block and interrupt the menstruation, stop fertilized eggs from planting into the uterus, decrease or please listen to this. This is a crucial part. Decrease organism quality, causing sterility, painful intercourse, bleeding after sex, lower back and pelvic pain, cramp, mood swing, miscarriages, you hear that? Urinary tract infection, main point, kidney problems, numbness, and or tingling in the legs, excessive bleeding, which is what the lady have received, meaning showing you it's in a bad state, all right? Excessive bleeding, hormonal imbalance, poor circulation to the uterus and the legs, which is required. For those who don't know, if your circulation becomes poor over a period of time in the legs, you will end up having cardiovascular issues. And you don't want to have cardiovascular issues. I'm sorry. I'm being 100%. So that was saying, when you go back, this is why I make sure to read this. Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Because when I go into these herbs, I would like for y'all to write these things down. Y'all already seen the symptoms of it. Many, multiple symptoms. Time to take notes, women. All right? So, right. It says the tumor can press against the bladder, causing problems with urination and or retention of urine, which is very bad because those toxins line up on along your cell walls, and any part of your body will begin to deteriorate that particular area if you didn't know. And I know people who have had retention from fluid, water, you name it. It's bad. It's a bad case. You can overcome it, but it's a fight for your life until you overcome it. So let me continue. Right. It can press against the rectum, causing constipation. Fibroids can hamper digestion in the intestine and stomach. They can distort the natural shape of the abdomen, causing a pregnant-like figure, which can cause social embarrassment, which we don't really give a damn about, honestly speaking. The aim is for your health, right? So even if this go a little sideways, it doesn't matter. The size of the tumor is not nearly as important as the location against the bladder or blocking the opening of the uterus or fallopian tube. Since right, since the uterus can accommodate a 9-month fetus, the conventional treatment is to watch the tumor grow on a monitor and then give it a height, which I would highly likely advise not to. And I'm saying this because when I read what it's saying here, block the blood flow to the tumor by inserting plastic in the tumor vessels. Death by strangulation. This is similar to tying a newborn umbilical cord in the order for it to fall off. Which, yes, you may say that, but guess what? You didn't get rid of the issue. All you do is remove the tumor, so it's going to come back. The issue is not the tumor. The tumor is doing its job. Those excess waste that is trying to find places to release, that is your body doing its job. The issue lies with your liver and the digestive system. That's where the issue lies. If you can't get your liver to function, 500 it's 500 functions, main functions, plus main functions to be exact, then you're in trouble. So now I know we're going a little bit more. So let me we'll hold off here for a little bit and let me get some remedies right here one time. So as we know, concerning the fibroid treatments, the supplements you could take, which you're seeing up here, I want to make sure and maximize this. Why this not okay? Hold on. Make sure this thing can big up, eh? Right. I don't know why it wasn't big enough just now, but so the supplements y'all could take. I'm gonna press this to move the top part of the screen. Right, the supplements that y'all could take start off would be manganese, potassium, nolone, right? If that's correct, and glutathione or thione, right? To be exact, which is found in a few fruits and herbs, which we will get when we go into the herb site to show you all, right? Now, the vitamin K is very crucial. Why? Because it assists with what? Elasticity of your veins, arteries, and the blood flow, and the increase of the oxygen in the blood flow as well, making it easier for circulation process to take place, right? So, now dealing with this, as you see in the period they're giving you, now I usually would not go with this exactly, but I ain't gonna lie, the first batch have all, I'm saying this with confidence, have all natural herbs as recommended here, do tend to work. So my suggestion is, if you're taking this, like I say, every cleanse that you take, which would be in a program, would be a 7 to 14-day cleanse, right? So if there's the first thing you're doing, which is the witch hazel, the shepherd's purse, the white oak bark, the thuja, and the burdock, with being the burdock root, then guess what? Let that be your combination for the next 7 days. The first 3 days, as usual, you would fast, you eat nothing but drink water and herb tea alone. Let that be your only consumption 3 times a day. Let that be your only consumption. If you want help, be disciplined and get the help. I'll give you all 2 methods. So the first one is the fasting, like I said, herbs and water. Make sure your water is spring water. All right? No fruits, no nothing. Herbs and water. Now, the second method will be dealing with the fruits. So the first method is no fruits, herbs and water. You drink for the next 7 days. Matter of fact, 7 to 10 days to be exact. Like, you could do that a 10-day process. It's better so. 10 days you do that. Guess what? No, 3 days, within the 10 days, you fast off on nothing. Then, during the next few days, guess what you would do? You'd consume lightly, once a day, intermittent fasting, fruits and veggies from 11 to 1. Let that be an eating period, and don't let the eating period cross that time, or else you're messing up yourself. Right. So now, as you go further, I will always mention the fruits and veggies which I'm going to bring to you. Matter of fact, I'll bring to you all now, just to make sure that you're on the safe ends. Let's see. Right. So this is the fruits. I'll more recommend the fruits than the veggies, because many people who going through that the fruits tend to disagree with them, unless the veggies tend to disagree with them unless it's lettuce and cucumbers and onions. Those usually don't disagree with them. But for those who you don't disagree with, you could also use the fruits and veggies. Exclude the avocado for a little bit. Focus on the leafy greens, the cucumbers to cool the blood, and your fruits, right? Your main fruits. Exclude the lime for a little bit as well. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. The fruits, that is after the 3 days, your fruits and your veggies. And while you're consuming that, you're still drinking your herb tea, your herbal brew, which is what I mentioned in the first part, for 3 times a day. Not 2. I know it said 2 to 3. I tell you 3 times a day. For the next 10 days. Then guess what? After the 10 days, you'll go get the second herbal combination, which is red raspberry, right? And it has Vitex or Chase. Then you have Dong Quai, which is very high in iron, black Koch, quash vine, Damiana, blessed thistle, and I would also add to this bladderwrack, because we already see what bladderwrack does. It's an anti-estrogenic property. It rebalances your hormones naturally. Just like Damiana. Damiana does the same thing. So those two work hand in hand. It works perfectly unified and together. So you would add the Damiana, you would add the blessed thistle with the Damiana, and guess what? You will add the bladderwrack with the Damiana. The bladderwrack and the Damiana works very well together. So that is the additional you would add. And you could take the bladderwrack through capsules. If you want to, take it in the capsules while you draw the rest. And like I say, next 3 days, or let's say next 2 days, you fast on that particular herb, because your body will get accustomed to the herbs. You fast 2 days on those herbs alone and spring water. And then the next 8 days, you'll be consuming it. You'll be doing intermittent fasting with your herbs and your fruits, which I just showed. Right. So there's 10 days gone there, right? The third particular period, deal with this 10 days, you would have the red clover, the dandelion root, the chaparral, the echinacea, and the golden seal, as well as the crampback, right? The boswellia, and the white willow, the feverfew, St. John, which is most important in this particular one, and the salpominetto, right? Exclude the pygium. If you want to include it, no problem. But you would see why I say exclude it. Now, I have no issues with it, but hold off for it for a little bit. You could use that in the later end, right? I would say salpominetto too, but leave the salpominetto where it is. You will use the pygium in the later end, right? And this dose, as you're seeing, for this particular dose, as here it says, as needed, why? Pain relief, relieve tension, stress, reduces estrogen level, reduces fibroids, increase sexual desire, which we don't really give a damn about at this point in time. And the rest does what? Clean the blood, eliminate cellular waste, pain relief, cleanse the blood, strengthens the uterus, strengthens the tumors. I just want to show you all these as the reason why you're going into it, right? So the last but not least, which you come down to, the reason why I tell you use the pygium, here, because guess what? In the last part, now the same process for every one of them. For you see, the first one is at 3 days. The second, the third, and the fourth would be, the second and third would be at 2 days. And then the fourth would be, you no longer have to fast off of herb and water, because this will just be rebalancing correcting your estrogen level, your hormonal balance, and your estrogen level. It's correcting that, as well as boosting your energy, increasing circulation to the blood and to the bloodstream, and reducing bleeding, which is why, see that particular part here, reducing bleeding, causing blood to clot naturally, reducing bleeding. See that? That is the reason why. And the reason why I added the pygium, because guess what? Reduces fibroid and reduces estrogen level, as well as the salpapina too. But we're using the pygium for the last part. So you add the yohimbe, which we know of. I always talk about yohimbe. It's very, very, very good to boost energy and testosterone level in men. Very powerful for even preventing fatigue. So you will be running like a monster. Non-stop. You will not feel tired. It's not a steroid, no worry. It's a herb. So they continue. Right? Right. The tribulus and the dopa bean, right? And the damiana with the pygium, right? You add those together. Okay? Now the damiana wouldn't necessarily need the bladder anymore, because in the first stage it already correct the balance of the hormones, to be exact. Then you have wild yam. Now comfrey, I would say whole of and comfrey a little bit. It works well. You could use it, because in the last stage your body would be alkaline regardless, so you could still use it. It would have its benefits, it would have its side effects, but it will have its benefits, to be exact. And your alum root douche, if you want to use that to clear out the residue or the waste that was trapped in, you could also use that. Now there's also other douches that herbalists tend to make that works well as well. Like I know a lady in Chaguanas who makes proper herbal douche, and has been used and seemed to work for multiple people who has went to her, right? So it works like a charm. And the capsules for the last one to dissolve the tissues, as you see in here, black salve. Now, with that understanding, let us go into the site called Herb Putty, because aside from these simple breakdowns, it helps you understand. Fibroids in the uterus, dealing with what? Polycystic ovaries, to be exact. When you jump down, it would, I believe it should give you a little breakdown. The herbs, single herbs you could use for it. Where is the breakdown? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for that. The breakdown is right here. Right. So we went through these areas dealing with the submucal fibroids, the intramural fibroids, the usual. The whole thing went into. So I guess we gotta go through this again. This was a simpler breakdown, but that one gave you a bit more information as to what causes the issues and what you could do to overcome. Right? So now we could even go down here, which is why I like the Herb site, dealing with fibroids in the uterus, single herbs, chase berries, which we already mentioned, chase being chase berries, berry to be exact, dandelion, and as you see in here, I think let me go into this. I know I checked this one before. The common name is supposed to be black ear, exactly. All right. Well, I was indeed correct with this one. I went on this before. It wasn't on this particular one, but it's dealing with the next thing. I think I was dealing with an reproductive system in men, I believe. I can't remember, but if it is what it is. So let me continue on. Let me see if we can get the black coach, even the ginger for the uterine fibroids. Ginger is very good, because guess what? As we read in the liver function video, it tends to what? Assist the liver in removing toxins safely. Helping to push out toxins out of your bloodstream into your what? Your intestines to pass out through your feces, right? So that's how good ginger is. It also is an anti-inflammatory herb, which when you go right here, it has anti-inflammatory properties that reduces pain in the uterus directly. So guess what? You drink ginger tea 3 times a day. That, or you chew the ginger, which I just do. I cut up in slices and I chew it. It also helps to release the phlegm from your throat, from your bronchial tubes. That's another topic again. We're dealing with this one particularly, right? So let me go into this, because this here gives the herb that is required, most effective, right, to get rid of the issue as well. Not just what you see in there. Now you could also add these as part of your diet, like the ginger, the chasteberries. You could use it as part of your consumption during the intermittent fasting period, whether it be by juices or by consumption of eating, right? So you see 2 already. And I'm telling you, ginger is a nice herb, a nice root. It tastes good. Now you see in this here, milk. Please, 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 please. Those who have a spirit of discernment and who understand the truth, do not use milk. Do not use milk. Do not use milk. One more time. Do not use milk. Anyways, let's continue. The licorice, there's a licorice fruit you could use it as well. It's very, very good. I was also recommending the regular gooseberries, mulberries, elderberries, bilberries, they call this thing, goji berries, blackberries, grapes. As you see in your chasteberries, you add your ginger, you add coconut water to that blends, and you blend up nice. You could even add pawpaw or papaya into that, and you blend up nice, and you're good to go. A nice little drink that would last you the day. You make a mug of that, like a blender of that, and you drink that 3 times, from 11 to 1, and you would see how your appetite would cut, and you'll reap the benefits that you're looking for. Now let me continue herbs now, as you continue yellow duck, which is a very a sister of burdock root. They match well together. So guess what? In the dealing with the remedy, the treatment with the burdock root, you could include the yellow duck, because guess what yellow duck does now? As we already know, but let me go back into it just because. Why my screen going all the way back down? Come on. Right, if it's here, guess what yellow duck does? Yellow duck, as we read before, stimulates bile production, aiding in digestion of fat, stimulate bowel movements, clear digestive tract. Yellow duck has been used in traditional medicines as a blood purifier and a liver and gallbladder cleanser. See? So you add those together and you make magic with herbs. And when I say magic, I mean a healing process, not them sorcery that pharmacy care is beyond, right? And that is basically it. You see shepherd's purse at the top, chasteberries, come on, a yarrow, there's different golden seeds, cleaver, black coach, they're all there, which we called milk thistle. We didn't call milk thistle, but we call blessed thistle, which is indeed much more powerful, for those who did not know, than milk thistle. And as you see, milk thistle are tonic, so you could add milk thistle, like I said, going into the remedy again, or the treatment. You see milk thistle and blessed thistle was right here in the second section. You could add milk thistle to that. They work hand in hand. You can't get over that. And you do this process until the program is completed. And I'm telling you, you'll have, with that, you have literally, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 programs. Yeah, 4 programs to complete. That is each being in a 10-day period, right? So guess how much days that is? 40 days. Right? And then after that, you're going into your proper juice fast of only fruits. Only juicing fruits. fruits and some veggies, I would say. Sweet peppers. Your nice little sweet peppers, your juice, your astringent fruits as you continue on. You clean out your lymphatic system using the herbs that was required here, and you clear out your liver, you clear out your kidneys, you clear out your bloodstream, your arteries and your veins. You cleanse the area of the toxins that is gathered there, causing these ailments because of poor eating. You cleanse your intestines, you cleanse your stomach. Fasting is a crucial thing. Not only to connect to the Most High or strengthen your mind and body, having more control over your physical body through your spirit, but guess what? It's also used for healing. That's why it's most important. For those who are disciplined will be healed. Let me get some scriptures now, just to make sure we're on point and on par with that. It says, water made sweet with the virtue thereof might be known, and he had given men skill, that he might honor in his marvelous works, with such doth he heal men and take away their pains. What is their pains at that point in time? Their illness, their diseases. Right? And I'm going to read, let me just do it and get over it, right? In fact, I'm going to do my regular thing. It says, then give place to the physician, for Yahweh had created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. It says, therefore, there is a time when in their hands there is good success, for they shall also pray unto the Most High, that he would prosper that which they give for ease and for remedy to prolong life. And this is for all Jakes, to make it clear. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hands of the physician. And we all came short. We all have fallen from sin. So our alternative for that is trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, pray and ask for guidance, ask for healing, watch him work. He tends to do things in mysterious ways that you would never imagine. He controls this entire earth. He can do whatever he wants. But I must guarantee and say this, according to the scriptures, Israel is his portion. So if us Jakes wants to be healed, we first have to come to him. And if many of us Jakes that are lost don't know him, we can still be preserved for either judgment or for victory. Now, I have no control over that. I can only be one that follows Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that assists in helping people recover, because he created them herbs, right? And he shared them herbs for our use. So, right. So now that we established that point, remember this. Do not, for these females, because this lesson is directly dealing for females. For y'all females that see this, I would say this here and now. Many of y'all may have or are going through, if you are not tawada, are glad, but those who are, don't neglect or reject this truth. All right? Because the scriptures say in Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom and with all thy getting, get understanding. And this lesson would indeed make you understand what you may be going through simply off of certain symptoms or what you eat, which would allow you now to step back and look at what you eat and how you proceed to do things in order to prevent these things from taking place within you. Because I don't want you all to end up like Miss Lady, who is past her menopausal age and is bleeding rapidly to the point where she already understands what's going down, even though she hasn't got to the doctor yet, and wants to give up. Don't be like that. All right? That's my message to your women. All right? This probably be the only lesson I'm going to be doing. I think, you know what, I still have something to do with breast cancer. So I will do breast cancer, I guess, sometime. I could do one tomorrow, as we're dealing with this topic one time. I pray I might do it tomorrow or next week, right? Just look out for the lesson. You will see where I'm coming from, right? So Shalom, Yasharala, Kal Hala, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Again, double honesty, apostle, prophets, and teachers, and the leaders and the elders of the GMS camp, but know as great millstone for the 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Now, I'm not with GMS, but I'm learning under them through their videos because they give the best edification as we know right now. Not tooting anybody horn.